What's up, everybody? It's your girl Angie, back with another one. And yes, Neil, I'm on you, boo. Period. You came for somebody, you've been coming for a lot of people, and it's time for somebody to come on to you. I realize that you have an agenda. You've been doing this stuff on purpose. So on purpose, I'm coming for you. So yesterday, Neo X, you did a live and it told everything about the reasons as to why you doing what you doing. You pushing an agenda. You trying to force people's hand. And it's so crazy to me that you would do the things that you do. This is what I realized. And there's nothing wrong with homosexuality. Let me get this clear. It is perfectly fine. And if Neo was conscious enough to understand certain things, she would know that the conscious community as a whole is definitely understanding about people's sexuality. That is a topic as well in the conscious community, sweetie. But what people like you can't seem to understand is the only reason as to why you feel like you're not accepted is because you have yet to accept yourself. If you were advocating for homosexuality, why is it that you needed to invade in people's spaces, in community settings, and groupings to and then you're gonna say you didn't invade, but yesterday on your live you spoke about how you lied about your character and your sexuality when it came to a group of women because you knew that they would not accept it. How do you know that they wouldn't have accepted it? And talk about because they speak against it. So what was the need for you to intrude? In consciousness, you learn to accept yourself, and the people that accept you will come around. You don't have to force anybody into acceptance. And that's exactly what you're doing. And that's why it's pushing an agenda. You're not even conscious. You're trying to force people into accepting what you have yet to accept for yourself. And you can say, oh, I accept myself all you want to, but your actions have proven otherwise. Because you get around all of these men in the conscious community only to turn around and try to destroy their character, try to defame their character and say it's not defamation. Everybody gossips. No, sweetie, you have recordings of people where you done and let me tell you, since you want to talk about cases and how you suing people firsthand, you don't have a case. And secondly, you had unknowingly, these people unknowingly was recorded. That's an illegal act. And so you've been causing a lot of problems. And hopefully this'll give you a stir up of wake up. So you can see how it feels when people are being attacked. But see, unlike you, I'm not invading your space. I'm not invading your space and telling you that I'm something that and I'm not. This isn't about homosexuality. This is about you. It's a shame that you would do so many and you would do so many things to to tear somebody down only to stand in a space where you want to advocate for homosexuality, or you want to have a platform, or you want to become the teacher. Girl, what is wrong with you? Why? For what? For what? Said I told them that I was asexual because just to get them off my bags. But when they found out about my sexuality, like I predicted, they didn't accept it. No, you didn't accept you. You didn't accept you. Because when you accept yourself, there is no need to intrude where where people disagree with you. There's no need for that. What point did you prove? I was just trolling. I was trolling them. No, you weren't trolling them. You were trying to force people to accept you. See, where your mental is, it reflects in your behavior, in your patterns. And you've been going around in the conscious community doing this over and over and over. And you spoke about unconditional love, but to advocate for homosexuality and say in the same sense, say that you can only love one. You place the condition on unconditional love, and then to try to advocate for people to have a love for homosexuality, it's a contradiction there. See, that's what unconditional love is. It's without condition. I love people regardless to their sexual preference. I love people regardless to their social identity. You have yet to understand what unconditional love actually means, and that's why you're an agenda pusher. And to be honest with you, I don't even think you're homosexual. I think you're a femcel, just like one of the conscious community content creators stated. Shout out to him. He stated that you are a femcel, and I said, you know what? That makes so much sense to me. You're a female man hater. And the reason why you hate the specific men that you have been attacking is because deep within, you have an attraction to them and you feel as though you're not good enough for them. So you aim to destroy out of your own insecurities. It's such a shame that you would manipulate a group of people into believing that you were in the right when you were in the wrong. Most of the situations that you speak of is a situation that you created to turn around and play the victim. Kevin Wesley has a major platform. There was no need for you to intrude. You came in and then you turned around and you tried to aim at him and destroy him. And then now you're on a platform built off of the hatred of different content creators with a couple of subscribers here and there. You're building, but under what foundation? Only to advocate for homosexuality. And now you want someone to debate you about homosexuality. and how you can beat them as far as when it comes to religion. To debate you would only show the lack of knowledge in someone else. You're not a debater. You can't debate. You lack knowledge. You speak of somebody of Kevin being a master teacher and how you've become the teacher. But in order to teach, you must have knowledge. In order to teach, you must walk with purpose. Your purpose is malicious. You have no true understanding of the behaviors that you have set out. You're leaving a trail of hurt and pain and damage. What teacher does that? Not a conscious teacher. To speak of only being able, you can only be conditioned to love one, but then to advocate for people to have an understanding or an enlightenment or to find a love for people of homosexuality. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to break the conditions of love so that it can become unconditional. But you stated that people could only love one, unconditional. You're not making sense. That's why what I'm saying doesn't make sense. Do you see that? Girl, really? You're manipulating the people. You're manipulating the people because the conscious community is very wide. And I think you've only been in a few small settings. And everybody has a right to their opinion. If they disagree with homosexuality, that is their opinion. It is not for anyone to come and push their opinions onto somebody else. How dare you? How dare you? And then you said that somebody told you that the reason why homosexuality is not natural is because it's not of nature and you're supposed to have sex in order to reproduce. I can understand his statement. You want to know why? And this is not to speak against, and see, that's what your mindset is. It's a one-track mind. I can understand his statement because in the conscious community, we know that everything is of a purpose. And to perform of a sexual act is to purposely fulfill the nature in reproducing. So there is nothing wrong with what he stated at all. Does that make him against homosexuality? No, I don't think so, unless he said he was. Does that make me against homosexuality because I agree with him? No, not at all. I'm most definitely not against it. Identifying your sexuality, it's a beautiful thing. It's a great thing. There's no agenda needed to be pushed. If you were conscious, you would know that. And that's the reason for me standing against your statement of unconditional love. I love unconditionally. I love everyone in their respective places. I love everyone for who they are. And that is what consciousness promotes. To love yourself for who you are and to see the people who love you for who you are as well. You turned around and played a victim of these women in this conscious community setting that had a group. And you said that you knew that they were not going to accept you because of your sexuality. You knew beforehand they were not going to accept you. But you turned around, you lied to them, you deceived them, and invaded their space with deception, and then turned around and made yourself a victim out of it. You're a plant, you're an agent. Your purpose is to divide, distract, and destroy. It's very unfortunate for you, love, because if you're seeking to go far, you have limited yourself. And the more platforms that speak of your behavior patterns, whether you want to be aware or in denial of your behavior patterns or unaware, they exist. And it's a problem. And you're going to cause a trail of a lot of problematic situations for you. You're closing doors for yourself because of what you are doing. You get so close netted with people to record them privately, only to place it online as if you did something heroic. You were wrong. People were accepting you in confidence of what you were showing them that you were. But that wasn't really you. you were lying. So that's anything you say is of deception. Nobody can trust you. Nobody can believe the perception that you give out. Nobody can believe the information that you give out. In order to be a leader, your information has to have a strong foundation in order to be in anything, really. But your foundation is crumbling under you before you even get started. I think I I want to say that you're unaware, but I've learned that you're more aware than and I have to accept exactly who you are for what you have done. You played the audio of TK Capone and how he was very upset about what Kevin was expressing. But what you failed to play was the rest of his audio. Why? Because the rest of his audio would have given light on your behaviors and the things that you are doing, destroying people's character, defaming their name. And you want to have a debate about homosexuality in the conscious community. The conscious community has a lot of debaters, great ones at that. But you feel as though you can debunk people, but you have no logical understanding. You don't. Yeah, so I'm gonna be working on my platform, and I'm gonna use you as my buildup of my platform. You want to know why? Because that's exactly what you have done to other people. You've been using them as a buildup of the platform. It's no competition, love, because see, the difference between me and you is I have knowledge, I have enlightenment. What you have is an agenda. Change your mind, change your life.